And again, people are saying free speech. He can say whatever he wants. Yes, he can say whatever he wants. He cannot hold a fundraiser and raise $1,500 to urinate on a disabled person's grave out of spite because his victim is saying what she wants. There is a difference between saying what you want and fundraising to desecrate a grave. But of course you don't understand that. And this is twice that this man has fundraised money to disrespect my little brother's grave. Twice, not just once, twice. He held fundraisers and raised money to send somebody to desecrate my handicapped brother's grave. Because I spoke words. Words that were true. These are not the same thing. What he is doing is not protected under free speech. And if I had any money, I could sue him and prove that. The only reason he can't be stopped is because the people he goes after are poor. Alex Jones made the mistake of going after people who could afford to sue him. Adonis Paul is smart enough to go after homeless people because he knows nobody cares about them. He knows they'll never have enough money for justice. He knows nobody will ever care to help. And what they do is they choose people who can't help themselves, and then they spread lies that will cause other people to not want to help them. They say that I'm a drug addict. They say that I'm a murderer. They say that I'm a pedophile. And with these types of lies, other people that come to my channel say, well, even if she's hurting, we don't want to help her because they're saying that she's a drug addict. I smoke marijuana in California and they're telling people I'm a drug addict. I have mental health issues and they tell people that I don't, that I made them all up. They're all fictitious just because I don't want to work. I'm not capable of working because of the life that I've lived and the harassment and abuse that I've received the last 2 years has contributed to the fact that I can no longer work. I can't even trust human beings anymore. I think everybody is going to hurt me. Because I wake up every day to threats that people are going to hurt me. If you look at Adonis Paul's channel, you can see the intimidation, the mockery, the constant judgment. It tears a person down in their soul. And the only way I'm ever going to have justice is if I somehow become a millionaire and can sue for it. And that's never going to happen. This is going to kill me. But it's going to kill me loudly and publicly at a point where everybody is going to see it. I'm not going to go down silently. What he's doing is not freedom of speech. What he is doing is harassment and terrorism and abuse. It is not freedom of speech to desecrate a grave. It is not freedom of speech to desecrate a grave. It is not freedom of speech to physically desecrate a grave. That is not a speech. It is not a freedom. He has fundraised twice to desecrate my little brother's grave. Once it actually happened, my own aunt, my brother's blood aunt, is the one that did it for him. Who's going to be the one that shits on my little brother's grave? For you, Adonis Paul. For you to stand back and say, well, I didn't tell them to do that. I just fundraised the money for somebody to do it. You literally fundraised money to urinate and shit on a disabled person's grave. You don't get to sit around and say that you're a good person just using your freedom of speech. These are not speech-related issues.